Fetch me some ice, skin me a peach and save the fuzz for my pillow. Poach me a prawn, talk to me nice, you got to wine me and dine me. I'm getting hungry, peel me a grape.
I'm Laura Bonicelli, and we are cooking with Italian style. It's not always fast, it's not always easy, and it's not always Italian. We use the freshest and finest ingredients that we can find and afford, and we not only savor the meals we make, we savor making them. That's cooking with Italian style. Today we're making 2 different kinds of Mexican ice pops, also known as paletas. Let's get cooking. We're making 2 kinds of paletas today, strawberry coconut cream and cucumber jalapeno. You can buy all kinds of molds online, large and small, just like these, or make them in ice cube trays. That works too. I started putting these on my menus a couple of years ago and was amazed at how popular they were, especially the cucumber jalapeno, which is what we're starting with. So I've peeled a very large cucumber, and I've already diced up 2 cups. I need 1 more for a total of 3. And I'm going to go with about a 1/2-inch dice. This is all going to get blended together in our blender. You could also use a food processor if you wanted to. Just like that. You don't have to be too exact about this because we're going to blend it up. And I still need a little more. Okay. This is a great kind of surprising paleta because people just don't expect the jalapeno. So it's a sweet and spicy treat. Okay, there are my 3 cups, like that. Okay, put all those together and they go right into the blender, like that. Oops. Let me catch those. There we go. Let's get rid of that. And then this is 2/3 of a cup of white sugar and 1/3 of a cup of freshly squeezed lime juice. That is important. You want it to be freshly squeezed. Really, really perks up the flavor. And then I'm putting gloves on because I'm going to be dealing with my jalapeno. The thing with jalapenos is they really vary in size and heat. And this is a pretty big one. So even though I say in the recipe to use 1 jalapeno, I'm going to use a little more than half of this to start with. I can always add more heat and jalapeno to my recipe, but I can't take it away. So I'm going to do a nice little kind of rough mince on these. Like so, and I can really smell the heat from that. It's kind of almost wants to make me sneeze. It's just in the air. And then just a nice little quick chop mince. Okay, great, like that. And then that goes into my blender as well. Like that. Great, now that's everything. I'm just going to put the lid on and blend this up. Okay, now let's give this a taste. That took only about 30 seconds and they are totally liquefied. Oh, it's got plenty of spice. All right, let's put this in the molds. I think these are the perfect size little molds. They're like little gems, you know, for when you want something sweet, but you don't want too much of it. This is just the right size. Okay, so carefully, I'm going to pour these in, not filling them quite to the top because when they freeze, they expand. So you want to make sure that you give them enough room so that they don't pop the top off, like that. And you can see that there are little green flecks of jalapeno in there, giving them a kind of a variety in the color of them, like that. And this will make a lot of these little gems. Okay, perfect. So here's our first set. And then these come with these little tops that just pop in like that. They also have plastic sticks, but I don't use those because I like to use these kind of rustic appetizer sticks that I buy in bulk at the Asian store. And they work really well and they're really cute once they're out of the mold and they're not plastic. Okay, like that. Okay, and then I put the sticks in, getting them down to the bottom. They don't always go in totally straight because the bottoms are a little bit have different designs so they don't always go straight in, but pretty close there, like that. Okay, off to the freezer with these, and we'll make the strawberry coconut cream. I'm going to top and cut up, probably in quarters. You don't have to hull these, just quarter them. I need a total of 4 cups of berries. And this recipe is pretty flexible, so if you wanted to make this with a different type of fruit, say you wanted to make it with peaches, you could do that as well. And the other thing you can do is, if you don't want to use coconut cream, because of course that does have a coconut flavor to it, and I use coconut cream, by the way, because it's really thick and creamy, much more so than coconut milk alone. Anyway, so if you want to use dairy instead, you could use a cup of cream and a cup of milk instead of the 2 cups of coconut cream. Okay, I need a total of 4 cups, so I'm just going to keep going on these. I have my 4 cups of berries. It smells very berry coconut in here. And to that, I'm going to add 1/2 a cup of granulated sugar and 2 cups of my coconut cream. And by the way, this is the brand I use. It's called Savoy. You can get it at Asian food stores. And 2 cups is actually one of these cans, and I think it's 17.8 fluid ounces. So in goes that beautiful thick coconut cream. By the way, this is absolutely wonderful in curry or any dish that calls for coconut milk. I use coconut cream. Perfect, like that. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And that is it. Okay. Then once again, put my top on and push blend. Okay, this is all set to go. And just like the cucumber, it has little flecks of strawberry in there. And we are going to pour these into the mold. These are actually going to be a little harder than the small molds. And again, I want to leave a good 1/4 inch at the top, if not a little more, for expansion. Just like that. It's a beautiful pink color. And these are going to be really, really creamy, whereas the cucumber paletas are more like icy and spicy. Last one. I am sure I'm going to get at least another 6 popsicles out of this, or paletas. There we go. And then on these, I do use the tops, and they just pop right in on top like that. And then this whole thing will go right into the freezer to freeze. Now to unmold these, it's the same procedure, large or small. I'm going to show you on the larger pops. I have a bowl of ice to hold them while I'm working in the batch. By the way, serving them on ice is great for a party. You can set them out for 30 minutes to 45 minutes and they'll hold perfectly. Otherwise, just keep them in the freezer and take them as you need them. As you can see, I'm already down a couple of pops. They don't last very long around here. Then this is a bowl of hot water. So I'm going to take one of my pops and just dip it into the hot water. And sometimes you have to do this a couple of times, and you're going to leave it in there long enough, 5 to 10 seconds, so that it loosens, and then you squeeze the mold and dip it again. We'll try that again. There we go. And there it is. It comes out like that. And then I'm going to just take a paper towel and dry off the bottom a little bit. And then I have saran wrap here, and I'm going to lay it right in the saran wrap and snip that off like this and fold it over, and there you go. And then we just set that right in the ice and go on to the next one. And again, dip it and leave it in there at least 5 seconds. And then squeeze the mold, and this one came right out. Okay, perfect. If you want this recipe and more, go to solobybonicelli.com and click on the recipe video button. I really hope you enjoy making my paletas and cooking with Italian style. Buon appetito!